So for those of you who have been wondering what I've been up to these last few days, I've been painting rocks, just painting in general in the garden, and going on a lot of sunny, lovely, wonderful walks with Dante. And he has been going for lots of swims. And if he can't swim, then at least paddling, because he thinks he's a fish. And I've also been enjoying the fact that the birdsong is back, like, better than ever before. Sounds like a jungle, some places that you go to. So I decided to paint these shocking, dead, gory minions rocks, and I figured I'd share the process with you guys and do another pair, because they're kind of fun and cool. Loads of people in my area do painted rocks. Lots of them celebrating the NHS and wonderful things like that. And if you look online, they're incredibly popular. People sell them for some reason, which I think is mad. When you can just grab a rock, some acrylic paint, and have a bit of fun. This takes a few hours. It's not the quickest thing on earth, but we've all got time right now, so why not chill out, whack some music on, or do what I did and watch Tiger King whilst just painting some rocks. If you haven't watched Tiger King, just watch Tiger King now. It's phenomenal. Oh my god, what a roller coaster. I had no idea that was going to go the places it went to. Just, wow. And I know I said this in the last video, but I just want to thank everyone again for the incredible amount of support that I've been sent. Comments, emails, messages on Instagram, all sorts. Just thank you so much. I have had a stressful week and it's meant the world to me. Been quite overwhelming, but I've loved it nonetheless. As you can see, I'm far from a professional painter. I'm just dabbing the paint on and, barely being super accurate, trying to be as accurate as I can be. And just having a bit of fun. No technique, just using a flat nylon brush. It's just fun, Just gotta relax, take it easy. I'm going along the edges, do want to try and be as accurate as possible. But you'll make mistakes, and that's fine. Nobody else is seeing the mistakes, only you are seeing the mistakes. And if other people see the mistakes and talk about the mistakes, well, who cares? They're a loser. Why are they focusing so much on your mistakes? Oh, look at this. I'm just blobbing the yellow on. No technique whatsoever. But it gets the job done. Oh, put way too much green paint. That is green. I know it looks blue, but that is green paint. Put way too much on, so I had to scrape it off. Not an issue. Just put it on the bit of blank paper that I've got beneath me. It's just a bit of scrap paper that I was drawing on once before. Did some crud drawings on it, so makes a nice surface for working on. Now we've got that leftover paint and we can slap that on our rock. Perfect. Look at that. It looks lovely. I figured this green was a nice close enough match to blue. I just couldn't find any more blue paint. I used up all the blue paint I had. And this isn't special fancy rock paint. This is just cheap acrylic paint from the works. The bog standard stuff that you can get anywhere. And as long as you apply a base coat first, it's going to go on nicely. And show up bright and clear and colourful as day. Now here I'm being a little bit more careful, and really you should use a better brush for this, but again, I'm still using the big fat flat brush to paint on the mouth of this little dead minion thing. I've always hated minions. I think that's what inspired me to do a minion this way. I just kept seeing all these painted rocks about the place, and I thought, I've got an idea. Instead of doing a mandala or some polka dots, what about dead minion? Can use a split rock as his guts. Yeah. Here we go. This is the opposite of r/oddly satisfying. This is like r/oddly infuriating. Look at that. Awful. Oh, so many splotches and lines, and oh no, the green's getting mixed in, and I'm just being so impatient. I should have let it dry longer. But I think whatever. Time to just go for it. Just do it. Now this bit's dried up. We can go on with... You can use a Sharpie for this. I'm using a brush pen that I have that's got some acrylic black paint in it that I absolutely love. But if you've got a Sharpie, you could use a Sharpie. Or a toothpick maybe with some black paint on it might work. But I think the best thing is just a black marker, a Sharpie. And I'm just going on with another coat here because, you know, got to get it nice and bright and yellow. Got to have it looking good, straight out of The Simpsons. Oh, that could be another good one. Like a Homer Simpson rock. That could be quite fun. There's so many things that you can do with these rock paintings, and they're really kind of chill and easy and fun to do. Like easy to have fun with, and then you could go so far with making these complex and crazy looking, you know. So now I'm just going with some orange for some buttons on the trousers to make them look like dungarees or something. Just, you know, I like cute dungarees. And whack them on the other minion. Bloody minions. Ugh. Been struggling to breathe these last few days. Not corona. Turns out it's the increased pollen count. So it's a bit annoying. Been having to use an inhaler again. Just not pleasant. Getting the oxygen in just feels like I've got a continuously tight chest. I've been told by the doctors and been told by some doctors that I know and the doctor that I saw that it's quite common at the moment, that a lot of people are experiencing this. So if you're experiencing this, let us know in the comments, because it completely sucks. And here we are, just finishing up the face on this minion. That going in with the black liner again, just gives it a nice finished look. Look at that, out there. Or some kid walks past, sees that, he's going to start bawling his eyes out. Some parent walks past, sees that, he's going to start creasing up. Perfect. And then this is the other thing I was doing. Such a lovely day that I thought I'm going to get out in the garden, whack on this old Pikachu hat that I had from, got that in the year 2000. Yeah, 20 years ago. I've had that cap since I was 8 years old. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Crazy times.
Oh, 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 oh.
So I figure set up my easel outside. Got 2 A3 pieces of paper, masking tape together to make a nice big A2 board to work on. My idea was just to make some ink using watercolour paint and water, and a lot of water, to make myself some nice ink, and then just to have a bit of fun with some fat brushes, doing some typography, try and make it look nice and cool and 90s. Now, I'm not happy with how this turned out remotely. There is a point in this painting, and I'll mention it when it comes, where I was quite happy with it, and I should have left it. Did the classic mistake of just going too far. Going way too far. But I had fun. It was really fun doing this. You know, good hours spent outside in the sun, playing around with paint. Like, what more can you ask for, really? Gotta make the most of this quarantine season. Gotta do what you can to enjoy yourself. I did want to play with more acrylic paint and do a big acrylic painting, but didn't have that enough acrylics, so I figured instead I'll make some ink using the watercolors. And here I am masking up the board some more to just have some things to remove, you know, remove these bits of masking tape when it's done to create some interesting stripes going through the painting. Again, you can decide for yourself how well it all worked. I'm not really that happy. And in general, I think this painting is just atrocious. I wanted to write lounger, but in classic Pete style, I totally miffed the size of the letters of the font and ran out of space. And it was at this point here where I'd written 3 letters that I was like, I've screwed myself. I've done this wrong. Not going to be able to save this, but I tried. Also hadn't made enough colours. Thought I had enough colour, but I didn't. Don't know why. Bit of an idiot sometimes, you know that. I am a bit of an idiot. Just an absolute moron, some would say. I like that G. Sexy little G, that. Oh, beautiful bit of typography, that. And then I screw it. Ugh. Hideous. What is wrong with me? And now I haven't got any space for even an E there. What am I going to do, you know? I ruined it. Completely ruined it. But I was liking it outside, so I thought, whatever, I'm just going to continue and just see what mess I can make. Tiny, diddy, terrible little E. Kind of works. I mean, I think if I'd kind of just left that could have been a cool bit of typography once it had dried, but here we go. Overcomplication number 1. Thinking, let's do some 90s retro squares and circles and shapes. But the whole point of doing that is you come up with a nice randomized pattern, not just do them like evenly spaced around the typography. It's like an awful border. What is that? I'm not a fan. There's no dynamicism. There's nothing, you know, artistically interesting about that. It's just somebody throwing stuff at a page and hoping it'll work. And that's when I thought, ooh, that's an idea. Let's throw stuff at a page and see if it'll work. And this was really fun. This was so much fun, just loading up a brush with a whole load of paint on it and just whapping it on, just thwip, schmack, slash. So much fun. I cannot recommend doing this enough. You probably won't make anything that looks good at all, or you might really love the result. You have no idea what might happen, but me personally, I just ruined it even more, and so I carried on ruining it further. 'Cause why not? So let's watch some paint dry together. It's always fun to watch a bit of paint dry, isn't it? I was just playing with Dante at this point, which would have been much more interesting to film, but I actually thought at the time, won't it be epic if I film the paint drying and we can all watch the paint dry together? Won't that be really cool, just watching paint dry as a group? Was I right? Was that a good idea, gang? Is this what you want in life? Watching paint dry, right? Peeling off stuff, I know I was cleaning up some paint there and just faffing around, Yeah, just watching paint dry still, aren't we? That's what's going on. We are watching paint dry. Right, here I come. Time to remove masking tape stripes. Removing them carefully so as not to rip the paper underneath. And, you know, this bit, actually, in my opinion, on hindsight, I think this is one of the better ideas and kind of saved the image as a whole at this point. And again, if I had just, once removing all these bits of masking tape, just left it, I think I might have been happy with it. I might have been able to look at it and be like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I might make that my channel banner or something. You know, this kind of funky. Nobody else has anything that looks like this. But, you know, your boy is just a king of procrastination and overwork. I just love overworking, so I got out the oil paint. Yes, the oil paint. And I applied so much oil paint to this piece of paper that 4 days later, it's still drying at this moment. It's still not dry yet. There is a lot of oil paint on the page when I am done. So I'm just like trying to write lounge now in white, smaller than it originally was and with a better font, and I just fail. It's like I'm just tip-Xing the kind of only good bit of the painting. I'm just screwing it. What is wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Why did I think this was a remotely good idea? I have no idea. This is just not what to do, okay? This is a lesson on how to overwork your stuff to absolute death. Take heed from me, my Padawans. Just learn when your work is done and when to move on. Just like, I should have just moved on fresh, got out some fresh paper and just done a fresh painting. That would have been a better idea, instead of getting all frustrated and pissed off at myself because I've now just gone and ruined what I had. I mean, again, now looking at it in hindsight, I mean, that almost looks cool. I can see the lounge sticking out from the rest. If there was more colour on the background, that could have been cool. But yeah, so now let's use some colour and write lounge again. That's a great idea, obviously, Pete. What a great idea. No, this is not how great paintings are made. I'm sorry. There was inspiration for this, and if I'd followed the inspiration, it would have been fine. But by second guessing myself and doubting myself, I just don't know. Look at this. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Oh. Your boy done goofed. Your boy is not proud of that. I'm going to make it my channel banner anyway for the lols. But your boy's not proud of that. No, not at all. Not at all. Sorry I let you down, gang. Still, maybe go do some rock paintings. That would be fun. Don't forget to go for nice long walks whenever you can. Enjoy the sun when it's out. It has been peeing it down for the last 2 days, sadly. But before that, it was glorious. So make sure you enjoy the sun whenever you can. Get that vitamin D. Do some artistic stuff. Try not to go crazy. And stay safe, folks. Yeah, catch you in a bit. Peace.